Okay, fellows, this goes in conjunction with podcast number 3, the one I just did last night. Remember I said I have done things, I've written books. Here's one of my first little pamphlets I wrote. That's my logo for my business. I need to copy that, regurgitate that. That's the logo for my business. Cost me a year of training to get that professionally done, that little simple thing. But this is on abs. I believe this one should be on abs. Let's see. Personal trainer reveals training secrets for rock hard abdominals. Yeah, by Chris Arnett. And I had my girlfriends who were good with word processors, what they were called back then. You know, help design this type of stuff. I don't know if you can see let's see. See the words in the box? That was like impossible to figure out back in those days. This is going back to the early 90s now. Also, I wrote a book on the chakra system. Chakras by Chris Arnett. Because I explained all the chakras back in the 90s. I found a lot of stuff I found this box in my office. I've got cards girls have sent me. Let's see. These are all from different girls. Oh, here's my other book for aerobic instructors. Fuck yeah. Cards. Chris. Spending the afternoon at this something. Having a fabulous vacation. And I gotta get my glasses. Here's Jovina's. Some of the things I've never read their letters to me because there's some letters in here too. Okay. This resort. Oh, I know where this is from. Oh, yeah. She was in the Philippines when she sent this. One of the girls went on vacation. Our house is right on the beach with a gorgeous sunset. So, one of my females, it was Kathy. Kathy P. Wow. Took time to write me while she's on vacation. This one sent me a poem. Although we hate each other's guts at this point in time, the problem's not unsolvable, and soon we'll both feel fine. So even though the timing is wrong for intimate expression, I've enclosed a long-awaited gift along with my affection. If on occasion my big ass has been on your mind and haunting, then this particular photograph is something you've been wanting. Yeah. Signed, you're a slut whore bitch. That's Susan. Truthfully, I've been hung up on you since the first time that you met me. So find somewhere to hang this pose, then perhaps you won't forget me. I hope you're inspired or at least amused when looking. She didn't have a big ass, by the way. She was tall and she had a bubble butt. Well, for her, she thought her butt was big. But no, her butt was just perfect. I put up a video of a girl that lived in a bus on the forum, fellas, in the shout box. So she looked like she was tall like that with the long legs with the bubble butt. I hope you're inspired or at least amused when looking at this shot. And rest assured, my love for you, it's sticky, sweet, and hot. I try to do things you want, including stay home, stay. I train her to stay home. Don't go out fuck with other dudes. And it's painful and unnecessary to have days like yesterday. Yeah, we up and down. I won't read the rest of that. Then they got fancy. Because they knew that I like wolves. Chris, last year You wrote a personal message to your family and friends to tell them that they are appreciated in your life, that it's their presence that makes life worthwhile. You also wrote to remind us how important it is to let those special people, blah, blah, blah. I'm writing this to let you know. I'm writing to you now to tell you just that and let you know that despite some difficult situations in our brief acquaintance, who wrote this? Have a happy Christmas, prosperous year, keep on dancing. Oh, Aaron. That was the belly dancer chick. She was a graphic artist, so she made this. She knew my favorite animal was the wolf. Very, very. Never read the shit. That's how I was. Oh, yeah, this is. A letter. Okay. I'm not going to read all their letters out to you fellas, but I never bothered reading the first time. This is from Susie. What's that? Is that blood on it? Your friend is your needs answered, is your field which you sow with love and reap with thanksgiving, and he is your board and your fireside, for you come to him with your hunger and you seek him for peace. When your friend speaks his mind, you fear. I never read this. Don't know what she's writing about. Something about friendship. I had a really powerful effect on the women that I've let into my life. And that's why I'm showing this, so that you could know how deep you want to take your personal friendships. Chris, thanks for making Sacramento brighter. My second Portuguese girl. Actually, Susie, she was only half. This one, she was full Portuguese. Hope you realize how sorry I am and how much I want your love to remain in the something or other. Love, Susie. The first part of my game was very tumultuous, very. I tell by the small, insecure writing, this is Susan. There were many cards to choose from. Happy birthday card. But none caused. Sorry, I'm getting the coffees this morning. Can't read this. Her writing. Very small. Let this be your year to shine. You were meant to succeed. I am proud to be by your side as we take small steps towards being the best. I'll be with you when you strike gold. At Crystal Lighthouse competing in a aerobic competition. But most importantly, I'll stand by you in all that you dream and wish. Wow. Yeah. When the bullshit with Donald Dump came out, she unfriended me on Facebook. But since then, ever since, I haven't been with her since 95, and she was still there hoping, even though she had gotten married, in other words. Dear C-Man, this has got to be Susan, yeah, because that was my nickname. C-Man, the He-Man. Here's a hastily written love poem. So I got those all the time. Females, back in the days, they would send you things. So I'm trying to get Susie. These two were competing. I guess one found out the other was giving me cards, so the other started giving me cards also. I dated them openly. Sometimes I wonder if we hurt each other because we're too close. If we weren't so close, maybe some things wouldn't hurt so much. But the good things wouldn't be as wonderful either. I don't know where you are most of the time. Do you know where I was most of the time? As I told you, fellas. But when you're with me, it's a feeling I can't explain. I can only say it's beautiful. Yeah, I kept myself in the dark. Player always stays in the dark, brothers. Daddy's bed. Little angel curled up. Wow. I can't wait to give you another Lisa. Now that one, she would cook for me and sit there and just watch me eat because she enjoyed watching a man eat her food. Heart frees a friend to fly. Oh God, it's a book. On both sides. This is probably Susan. Yep, it's Susan. You always tell about the small, insecure writing. Now Susan she turned heads. She was like a dime. She was a dime. But when she was a kid, she had to wear glasses with a patch on one eye. She had a fucked up childhood. Then she grew. She's like an ugly duckling or a duckling that turned into a swan. My dear, I offer the enclosed as an illustration of this card. I have told you, love, I feel of you leaving, and that something will not change, my heart. You and feelings, no, you and belongs only to you. Okay, so my heart is open to you and belongs only to you. My one true hope is to find the concessions, I think that's the word, and the means to stay in your life, to have you in mind and to make each other happy and secure in lasting friendship. Shame I never read these. If only they knew I never read the shit. She signed, it's a book. I'm not ashamed of my emotions, just a little disappointed at my reaction to them and my occasional loss of control. She was the crazy one. And like the concert, for example, lately my days have been filled with highs and lows. I drove my women crazy. Just stone crazy. The smart ones got the fuck out quickly. Stop toying with my heart, Susan. Originally, I laid down some very serious prose, but I had to change my style when I read the words you chose. I've been waiting here forever to deliver you a line. I kept on waiting because I picked you out to be my Mr. Big Stuff Valentine. She was super smart. But since I haven't seen you, they never saw me, like I told you fellas, guess I'll make home deliveries and hope your little present doesn't feed the Vietnamese. Ooh. We were getting, a lot of Vietnamese were coming to the country at that time. A couple of my gifts got stolen off my porch. I know my head is cracked and I get a little maniac, but if I ever start to shake and rattle, I'll call my bass mechanic. There was a song out called Bass Mechanic. Little manic bass mechanic. There's the rhyme. And if by chance you answer and decide to come inside, instead of rock and roll, we'll play some funky slip and slide. Our good times can be heaven and our bad times a disaster. But baby, when you're with me, you are just one lucky bastard. I better end this now before I switch from lover to complainer, but I miss you. Oh, Mr. Mighty Mindfuck Master Entertainer. Mighty Mindfuck Master Entertainer. I wish I had read these back then. I was always fucking with my girls' minds. That's what you gotta do, fellas. When they start writing to you, like these days it'll be emails. Damn, I can't read her signature. Don't know who this is. But I love you even more. When you're away, but I love you even more. Again, a player doesn't spend too much time with one female, as you can see by my examples. Kathy. Now, Kathy was my older female. Loves an unspoken language. Just thought you should know. Kathy again. Now, sometimes she's put a K in her name. Yeah, K. But then it's spelled a C. This is how I feel when we're together. There's a whole good bag of shit here. Certification, symbols. I was certified through ACE. More letters. Postcards. More letters. When you really touch your women, as I told you guys, you got to be tapping those emotions. One, okay? You've got to be tapping their emotions. All I've done is give you guys proof of game since you've known me. You got to be tapping those emotions. Some of you guys are robot-like, and damn, there's more of it back here. Shit. More cards. This one is from someone different. I don't remember her. Oh, this has to be duck-butted, bird-head. That's got to be Susan, actually. Yeah, little girl Gill. Yep, the small insecure writing. To TAFKAB. The Arnett, formerly known as Baby Man, on the occasion of the Big 37. I wasn't fucking her when I was 37. She still gave me a birthday card though. I must have went back and fucked her again while I was fucking other chicks. Damn, these chicks, man. From my heart, Julie. Oh, yeah. I won't read that one. I don't want to share these girls' pain on the... Just to give you guys an example of how you should be touching your women. A lot of you guys thought I was just about fucking. But no, because I told you Oh, yeah. I used to use the name Big and Black. Biggin. I once knew a big and black poet who oozed charm and knew how to show it. His deep-throated projection and frame of perfection brought tears to the eyes of the female fans who lined up by the dozens, both sisters and cousins, to partake of his class, Heavy Hands. The men tried in vain to match muscle and might to that fine-looking stepper in sexy dark tights, but their manhood diminished and they begged for the finish of too awesome a fight for these boys of their mamas. Each had to petition for even slight recognition. She's talking about other men compared to me. In exchange for his misery, straining, and traumas. It is my goal in this venture to hold but a candle to that more than a man who's my pleasure to handle. She took me inside of her and handled it as much as she could. My sex was endless. I would get one nut after a nut after a nut. With her, I reached 7 nuts in a row. I would take it out and come on her skin, and that just made me even more harder and get larger and harder, and I'd stick it back in, would do it again. And the most I ever reached was 7. One afternoon, I just fucked her all afternoon. I shouldn't really say that because there's a lot of guys in this community who are struggling to even get their dicks up. Though his physical fitness excites me to witness, it's his seldom seen talents which tease and perplex. Yeah, my talents. To those thoughtful allusions is one foregone conclusion. He's too cool for my tiny cortex. That's Susan. I had fun with Susan. More blood? What's this blood coming from? It's when bled on the shit just to prove themselves? Never noticed that shit before. It's hard for me to think of you not being in my life. I allowed such a large space for you in my heart, even though I knew we'd eventually part. There's no sense of regret, just a strong sense of loss. For the way I feel for you would never cost. I give you a part of me, that's Susie trying to do this, I can tell by the writing, that I'd hoped you'd care for because I really loved you for you. Because I'm always here for you. Someone asked me, how do you handle the guilt? I was too busy having fun to feel guilty. I reveled in the fact, I said, well, I'm a Gemini. I use that to push off any type of guilt. One time I came down from my castle, took up with a self-proclaimed asshole, that's me, so it's easy to guess why my life's now a mess. I picked challenge, confusion, and hassle. See, I once knew a biggin' black father who warned me I shouldn't bother. I told him, I warned him. I always warn my chicks. To offer affection, more than casual dilection, still, I chose to ignore what I saw there. The truth is, I find myself wondering why he still sets my soul afire, thundering. Setting her soul afire, thundering. Though my heart is his own, he now leaves it alone. It appears that I must have been blundering. If I'd been stronger or sweeter or faster, see, she thought it was her. It was me. If a female's listening to me and you're dealing with a player, it's not you. It's not about you. It's about that man. Okay? The stuff that he's got to heal inside of him that makes him want to see lots of women. For me, it was, it always comes from your childhood. Wow, I can't see the words now. Put these back on. It always comes from your childhood. If I'd been stronger, sweeter, faster, I might have charmed this almighty master. That was her. I made her call me almighty master. Oh, God. The things I did. Understandably, he needed others. Better friends, bigger laughs, closer lovers. I wish what I know now I knew last year. I'd be all things to this man if he'd let me. But he says that it's fine to forget me. Hard to admit, but I know to fully love is to let go of his wild heart, which grows only when set free. Now I feel a twinge of guilt after all these years. And reading, I never, as I said, never bothered to read their words to me. I just took it, put it in a pile, and kept stepping, fellas. And I'm not going to read any more of these, but hey, tons of them. Tons of them. Can I prove my game any more than this? That I have a strong effect? You see what kind of person I was. You saw I created books back in the 90s when we just had word processors. More cards? Oh, that I did that one. That's part of the old pile. Okay. Ah, but another card. Huh. Here's my book. We create the pages. I'm teaching people how to create choreography in this book. See, that's the kind of person I was. I wasn't a dude who just did a job 9 to 5. That kind of person stimulates that type of affection from women. The kind of person that I was. That's what I'm trying to show you. You got to become more. You've got to grow yourself and your life to an extreme level. All the women saw the potential in me. I thought outside the box. I was pushing forward for success in my field. I was an innovator, writing books, little manuals and shit like that. Little booklets, I should say. There was no internet around back then, by the way, that was for commercial use. This is back in the early 90s. And we used copiers. So, look at your life. Now, I know there's going to be some people thumbing down. That's what weak men do. Haters, they do what they do. That's what they do. They sit around, they hate. There's nothing we can do about those guys. You know, it's good I know they're there, because that poor bastard is suffering in his life. But learn from my experiences, learn from what I've done in my life, and try to apply it to yourself. You got to push yourself higher, fellas. You can't do this day in and day out, month to month shit. You got to reach for something bigger and better in your lives. Okay? You've seen more examples from my life. As I told you, I was a master at mind fucking way back then, as you heard one female say. All right?